wanna start my day with love. That's what I get more of, is love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. I choose love, love, love. Love, love, love. I choose it, love, love, love. Love, love, love. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. I choose peace, 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 peace. Peace, 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 peace. I feel it, peace, 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 peace. I choose peace, 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 peace. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I choose joy, joy, joy. I feel it, joy, joy, joy. Every day it's joy, joy, joy. I'm choosing joy, joy, joy. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with
Celebration Center for Spiritual Living. Am I live? Am I online? Good morning, Celebration Center. Welcome. Welcome everyone here in the room. Welcome everybody who is watching online. If you don't know who I am, my name is Reverend Chris Ashley. I'm the senior minister here at Celebration Center. We are physically located in Falls Church, Virginia. However, we are truly a global community with everything that we offer being offered online so that our live stream community is truly part of our beloved community. We have a super exciting service planned for y'all today. Our November theme is Breathe in the View, and today I'm going to be talking about gratitude beyond gifts. I'm super excited to be back with y'all speaking after getting to hear Reverend Faith last week. It was such a treat to have her back in the building with us. Of course, we have our awesome tech team in the back doing all things techie, and we are so grateful for them. Let's give them a hand. We also have Rich Kurashevitz, who is our practitioner on platform this morning. I can't talk. That bodes well for my talk today. And we're looking forward to what he has to say. And then we have a special guest musician today, Joey Jenkins. And I am super excited about Joey. His music is, for the times. He is a singer-songwriter, plays guitar, and we actually got him because Len Hollyfield, our music director, did special music for a concert for the Songwriters Association of Washington, and Len and Joey were paired to perform together. And so that's how she met Joey, and well, apparently she met him once briefly 6 years earlier, but that's where she really fell in love with him and his music. And so we're super excited to have him here joining us today. So let's give a round of applause to Joey and to Rich as well. If you are here in the room, go ahead and put your cell phones on silent. No need to turn them off. You're welcome to go into our live stream on Facebook or YouTube or on our website at celebrationcenter.org and put all those little comments and thoughts, say hello, shout out in the chat. And if you are watching from home right now, if you are on live stream, say hi to us. Shout out in the chat. Tell us where you're from, what you're up to, what's going on this morning. We're excited that you're here. I have many announcements. We have a lot of things coming up, which is exciting. First of all, we still have our Fall into Gratitude bulletin board. This is the last Sunday for it. So I invite you, if you are here in the room, we have more leaves over here. Put your gratitudes on the leaves, drop them in the basket, and we will add them to our gratitude bulletin board. If you are online and not here with us in person, write your gratitudes into the chat, and we will create a leaf for you to add to our bulletin board. Once that is all complete, we will be taking a picture of it and posting that up so that you can see what it looks like when it all is said and done. Also, I am so excited. We are starting a new thing, and by we, I mean our beloved practitioner, Jen Fay, is starting a new thing. There is a book by Lynn McTaggart called The Power of Eight. And so we will be starting a Power of Eight healing circle and book study beginning December 15th. That is a Wednesday, and it's going to run through February 2nd. So it is 8 weeks, and you will be studying this book, The Power of Eight by Lynn McTaggart, and then doing the healing circle afterwards. So the book study will be from 7 to 8, and then the healing circle will be from 8:15 to 9 on Wednesdays, December 15th through February 2nd. Jen is going to be leading this. She's super excited about these circles. She's been reading the book and telling me all about it. We used to have a Power of Eight healing circle in Napa, and it was amazing. And so I'm so excited that Jen is bringing this to our community here. You can register for that online. If you go to celebrationcenter.org, you will see the registration down in the upcoming events. Also, Reverend Ryan, whose ministry is Soul Evolution Collaborative, along with Reverend Dan Granda and Chris Laheef, are doing 31 expressions of light from November 30th to December 30th. And so if you would like to get more information about what that is, there's going to be a little live stream every night and then an activity for you to complete the next day on these 31 expressions of light. You can visit soulevolutioncollaborative.org. There's actually a banner for that if you want to put that up, Ivor, so people can just physically see it, soulevolutioncollaborative.org. And a little pop-up will come up and you can get more information there and sign up. And finally, our Christmas Eve service will be on December 24th. I know y'all are all shocked by that. And it's going to be this really beautiful service. We're going to be following kind of the way that it was done in 2019 when Jen Fay and Reverend Faith Woods put it on together. And so I have a question. I'm going to poll y'all in the room really quick. And if you have an opinion online, write it into the chat. What time would you like this Christmas Eve service to be? Your options are 4, 5, or 5:30. So I'm going to have you raise your hand. So if you would like our Christmas Eve service to be at 4 p.m. on Christmas Eve, raise your hand. Okay, if you would like it to be at 5, raise your hand. Okay, 5:30, raise your hands. Okay, perfect. Thank y'all so much. I'm glad it's a lighter day in here so I can just memorize those numbers in my head. I will be Brent Mass says 4 o'clock. Okay, perfect. There's also a survey that went out in the e-news this past week, and we'll also drop that link into the chat in just a moment. You can also feel free to complete that survey, but I will be announcing what time the Christmas Eve service is and marketing that out shortly, so I look forward to seeing you all at that Christmas Eve service. And now, as we do every week, I invite you to say our vision along with me. This is so that we are all moving in the same direction together and remembering the truth of this community and the truth of all of humanity. We are celebrating spirit within and knowing the oneness of humanity. Yes, we are. And so, without further ado, I would love to welcome Joey Jenkins up for an opening song.
Thank you so much, Chris. Hi, everybody. How do you do? It's a beautiful, beautiful Sunday. And it is an honor and a privilege to be here. So I thought I would start with this song. It is a song that I wrote more recently from the perspective of a Martian. All right, this is a message out of love and necessity. I really don't know what inspired me to take this perspective when I was given a song prompt by my songwriting community, but this is just what came out. You know, I guess I was listening. I hope you all like it. I come from a world many light years closer than you might expect. Lived over 3,000 years, so I'm excited to hit puberty. The mission to learn more about you, I chose to accept. So many mysteries surround you, your old ways are still new to me. I've watched you explore and ignore and enjoy and destroy life. I've learned that your appetite for change is both meager and insatiable. My people failed to adapt, we adored life, no matter how it thrived, so allow me to offer some advice. I hope you can embrace it all. The story of my people. We were great, we were meek, we defended any weakness with a kindness and intent to preserve the innocent. We had everything we needed, every victor still conceded. Those defeated served a purpose that is valued more than service. There were bigger ones and bolder ones, more steady at the shoulder ones. The weaker ones were speaker ones who never felt the need for guns. There were faster ones and slower ones, but none that we called lower ones. The wiser ones surprised us all the time, and we loved it. The greater ones debated all our fates, but refused to be humble. And their lessers felt the pressure when they stumbled. But I've got some questions for you. Do you ever look up? Do you ever look down? Have you ever realized that deciding you're self-actualized implies that you're a clown? Why is your sky blue? And why don't I have one too? In 12,000 years when you've evolved and I've grown ears, I hope you get this message. I knew distant ones I missed and ones I never should have kissed, and once I learned enough to say it, I was only celebrated. There were many we called others who we knew as well as brothers. The only difference or division was that of the mathematicians. There were darker ones and lighter ones, and ones who liked to work instead of play. There were dimmer ones and brighter ones, and I think that even you have met the grays. The ancient ones were patient ones, regarded and placated by their minions. The newer ones grew fewer once they started growing strong in their opinions. But I've got more questions for you. Have you counted the stars? And where did you get the name Mars? Is there some kind of deeper purpose to your nervous circuitry beyond electric charge? What is a misanthrope? And why don't you make better use of the gyroscope? How do you destroy your own history and then forget your God? Oh, I hope you get this message. It might be hard to hear, but I don't just want your ear. I want to save your souls. It might be hard to hear, but I've lost so much, so dear, that could have been saved. Please try to listen and not just be told. We were lovers, we were fighters, we were all of us great writers. We were lighters of the fires that excited and inspired. No one's love was unrequited, and there were none left uninvited when our voices rose in choirs, praising those upon the pyres. We believed in what would strengthen, what could deepen, what could lengthen the short time given everyone, 81 millennium. We encouraged introspection, and we even made exceptions that it's okay to be selfish, but in the end it didn't help us. Like a dream, my people's spirit still lives on in me. So please accept our warning. Like a dream, I hope you don't forget our meeting in the morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Joey, for your music and originality.
Hey, Rich, put the microphone up to your mouth, please.
Good morning. My name is Rich Kurashevitz, and I'm a licensed practitioner at the Center, which is a welcoming community based on the principles of science of mind. First of all, we welcome all newcomers here and online. If you wouldn't mind, please identify yourself by raising your hand or sending a text online to tell us how you found us. We know, Joey. And we already heard. Yeah. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming, and we look forward to getting to know you more. Practitioners are trained and then certified over a period of several years to pray or treat by knowing and seeing the truth in any situation. We are available to all of you to assist in a practitioner session or a prayer for something you wish to change in your life or a loved one, or to express gratitude and continuation of something in your life or others. You may submit a prayer request here on green card and drop it in one of the offertory baskets, or online on the website, or via email to prayer@celebrationcenter.org. The Ministry of Prayer and each practitioner will pray on the prayer request every day of the week. Take a deep breath. We acknowledge and are grateful for all the prayer requests that are or will be submitted today. We know that all these prayers are already answered as they are thought and written and believed. Everyone speaks their word, making a request that is already blessed and divine. And these prayers and affirmations are set in motion right now. And so it is. Today's reading is by Ernest Holmes from Creative Mind and Success. The reason we can make our requests known with thanksgiving is because we know from the beginning that we are to receive, and therefore we cannot help being thankful. This grateful attitude to the Spirit puts us in very close touch with power and adds much to the reality of the thing that we are dealing with. And so we pray. Take a deep breath and let it out. Releasing all the cares of the world about driving here or getting ready for a meal or thinking about Thanksgiving or whatever. Just take another deep breath and let it out and release it. Know that as we are breathing in unison, we are breathing in unison with the entire universe, with God, the one power, the one presence, the one mind, and one life. God is all there is. God is omnipresent, God is omniscient and omnipotent. God is all good and the one power, one mind, and one life. God is the living Spirit Almighty, in all, over all, around all, through all, as all. And I am that I am. I am one with God, in mind and spirit. There is no separation, for I live, move, and have my being in pure spirit. God, I am divine. I am perfect, whole, and complete. And just as I am perfect, whole, and complete, each and every one here is perfect, whole, complete, eternal, and immortal. I declare that the universe, God, and all life is good. Good is abundant and available everywhere for all. I know that each one of us expresses gratitude for all the good, all the blessings, and all the abundance of the universe in our lives. Life is a gift, and it has already been made, and it is for us to accept it and all the good that it brings into our lives. I know that each and every one marks this Thanksgiving and coming Christmas season as special and expresses gratitude for all the blessings and good in their lives and the good that is coming. I am so very grateful for all the good and blessings abundantly available in the universe. I am grateful for Thanksgiving and the special and added opportunity to reflect on the good and blessings in our lives. I'm so grateful for our ability and willingness to express gratitude for all the good. And I release my word unto the law where it is already known in the mind of God. It will not return unto me void. I do give thanks that this is so, and so it is.
So it is. Joey saw you.
Thank you, Rich. That was lovely. I really love that by whatever happenstance, I've found my way here, found my way to Lynn, and that she conveniently needed me to step in for this Sunday. I agree very strongly with a lot of the love, the sentiments that I've heard so far. I'm really looking forward to the rest of this service and potentially future ones. This is, one sec. This is called a capo. I didn't think that I was going to need it because I did not remember that this song needs it. This is what helps me sing in the right key. So, this song I wrote 4 years ago at I think what a lot of people would refer to as the peak of the Me Too movement. This was a way that I was trying to lend some support, be a voice for people who are too often voiceless, which is my humble opinion, a philosophy that I've borrowed from, the shoulders of the giants that I'm standing on, is what art ought to be for, a voice for the voiceless. So this song is called Survivors. If I could break bread with the head of the politics till streets run red with the words of their promises until they said they would take care of all of it. Now, all the workplace smirks, all the vice, all the college shit. I ain't scared of the price or the consequence. They don't want to play nice and we're calling it out. Enough, said the woman with her son and a sign. I can't trust these grandfathers, they're out of time. It's too much, let the daughters and the waters rise. Get up. And if you need a leader, look inside. You've got the strength of 10 men and just the feminine. And if you don't believe in her, here, have mine. I've got more where that came from. I've got more than any predator expects from me. A prayer heaven sent gender bent on equity. Holy war ain't the words, just let the record speak for itself. Cause there's a wealth of skeletons in the closet to anyone who feels alone or under attack. If someone's touchy pushy, you can more than grab back. Let me say it more sure for the people in the back. You're a survivor. Shout it from the rooftop, say it out loud. It's your voice, your power. Show them all that you've got, you can stand proud. Your body is a cherry tree and you're the spring. They can't poison your flower. You've got to give it everything, 'cause if not now, they try to tell us who we are is to ask for it, but that's the past. Time to bring them all to task for it. Nasty women don't wear a mask when they put you on blast for it. Better bring your cash for your cash for it. And we receive the message from the wounded souls, and we relieve the ones who would abuse control. And please believe it's not your fault, you're not alone, you're not to blame. It's not your shame, you're not the problem, you're the solution. And this is retribution for the execution of your innocence, the penitence for sinners who were winning in a sense, but now they're losing. Coughing up excuses like pollution. They're clowns and they're anything but amusing. So tell them all what you think. Tell them all what you've been through and tell it true. 'Cause if you've heard what I've heard, tired of the same old, you deserve to feel like new. Survivor. See something, say something, do something, mean something, make something. You don't have to lose nothing. Don't shut it up and don't shut down. Shout it from the rooftop, say it out loud. It's your voice, your power. Show them all that you've got, you can stand proud. Your body is a cherry tree and you're the spring. They can't poison your flower. You've got to give it everything, 'cause if not now, time's up, rise up, this is providence. Good luck, they're gonna need a lot of it. If you like where you're sitting on top of it, gonna make you shake at the thought of it. Time's up, rise up, this is providence. Good luck, they're gonna need a lot of it. And if you like where you're sitting on top of it, gonna make you shake at the thought of it. You can feel like you've lost, but look what you've found. They can't destroy your power. Every day's a new start. You can start now. You were always blossoming and can't be cut down. It's your choice to flower. You can break through the hardest ground. Shout it from the rooftop, say it out loud. It's your voice, your power. Show them all that you've got, you can stand proud. Your body is a cherry tree and you're the spring. They can't poison your flower. You've got to give it everything, 'cause if not now, thank you.
Thank you so much, Joey. I'm really digging your music. I'm going to have to go look you up on your website later. Good morning, everyone. So, did y'all enjoy Reverend Faith last week? I so enjoyed having her here. I just love her, and I'm so grateful. I feel like I hit the jackpot, right? I hit the jackpot with this community and with all of y'all and with our practitioners, and then I also hit the jackpot with my predecessor, because Reverend Faith is so amazing, and she continues to be such a support for this community behind the scenes. I know we don't see as much of her anymore, but she's so supportive. She fields phone calls from me all the time, asking questions and getting information and advice. And so it was just an honor and a delight to have her here last week as well. And we continue in this theme of gratitude, right? We had Thanksgiving last Thursday, and I hope everybody had a wonderful day and week filled with whatever you would like Thanksgiving to look like for you, whether that's connection or gratitude or love or family, that you had a good time with your day and with your week. And so I've been thinking about this idea of gratitude. And we have our gratitude bulletin board up this month, and I'm hoping I have this grand vision that we're going to have interactive bulletin boards every month. Will be something different that we do that is an interactive theme that we all put together, so that at the end of each month we have kind of this completed bulletin board that's something different. And so this month we started with gratitude because it's November, and yet, I think that we can get kind of shallow with our gratitude and with our Thanksgiving. So just breathe, go with me here. It's going to get a little mucky, but hopefully we'll all come out the other side understanding something deeper. But I think in our society, this idea of gratitude or Thanksgiving, we can get a little shallow with it, right? We teach our children, say thank you, right? I know I taught Reagan when he was very little that you say thank you, and you say thank you, right? We teach them even if they don't like a present or a gift. You don't want to hurt the giver's feelings, so you say thank you, right? And my son, when he was, probably 2, he learned, you get what you get and you don't pitch a fit. And so when he would not do something that I wanted him to do, he would go, Mommy, you get what you get and you don't pitch a fit. And I was like, well, I don't think that's quite the way it works. But this idea of just thank you, and there's no real meaning or depth or feeling behind it, but it's just words that we say to people to make them feel good, right? And I think that we do this a lot. We do the same thing with sorry. Say you're sorry. Well, what does sorry actually, this is a whole side note, but what does sorry actually mean? There's no depth or feeling behind it. It's just something that we've learned to say. That's what you say in our culture. It's what's appropriate. And so we do that, and that's fine. And then we have this month of November, and it's gratitude month, and you see all about gratitude, and you hear all about gratitude, and your minister makes gratitude boards, and it's gratitude, 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 and this idea of Thanksgiving, and we sit down sometimes with our family, sometimes not, and we give thanks before this meal. Some of us, that's the only meal that we give thanks before, and then we have this big meal, and it's this kind of shallow understanding of Thanksgiving, at least in my opinion. And so I started, so I started to dive deeper into this understanding of Thanksgiving and gratitude, and we're going to go there, but I also just want to talk about Thanksgiving, the holiday, because this holiday, the way that we celebrate it and the way that we talk about it isn't overly truthful, right? So we talk about the story that we are taught that is kind of in history books that our children are taught is that the Pilgrims and the Native Americans come together and they have the first Thanksgiving, right? And everybody lives happily ever after. But we know that that's not actually what happens. What actually happened is that the Pilgrims, the colonizers, came over, and that first Thanksgiving was with a tribe called the Wampanoag. Wampanoag, thank you. Sorry, I practiced that 100 times. Wampanoag tribe. And they had a very tentative agreement in which the colonizers would provide weapons and they would help them learn how to farm the soil, right? And that quickly fell apart. And as we know, in this country, there has been a history of genocide of our indigenous peoples and taking of their lands. And all of us exist on lands that was once indigenous lands and has now been colonized for our use. And so here in Falls Church, Virginia, we are on the Piscataway tribe land. And so Thanksgiving is not actually celebrated by everybody in this country. We think it is, and we think everybody can get behind gratitude, right? How could you not get behind gratitude? But actually, this holiday has a lot of harm behind it. And so many indigenous people in America actually celebrate the National Day of Mourning on Thanksgiving. And it started in 1970 as an official holiday, and it continues on to this day. And it's the day that they remember when their lands was taken from them and when people came in and disease ravaged them and genocide was committed. And I know that can be really challenging to talk about, especially when we just want to eat our turkey and stuffing and be grateful for the people that we like and not think about the people that we don't like and then go shopping, right? That's what we want to do, but that's not the truth. And so, breathe, because it's okay, because what we get to do, we're not asking for the whole thing to be thrown out, because there's real value that can be found in what we do and the way that we show up, right? And so what I've been thinking about, just go with me here, is detaching the values that we place on this idea, this Thanksgiving holiday, detaching those from that Thanksgiving that can create so much harm and continues to harm to this day, and instead rooting them in something deeper that goes beyond just a day. And so that's what we're going to talk about this morning. And I know that this can be really challenging to do, because our identity is wrapped up so much in these traditions that many of us grew up. I have my Thanksgiving traditions, right? We grew up with the way that our parents did Thanksgiving, and perhaps, I know for me, we went to Pensacola, Florida, and we had a big family reunion every year, and so there's a lot of really beautiful memories that are associated with these holidays, or not. Maybe you have not so beautiful memories, but there's a lot of tradition, and along with that tradition comes a lot of our identity. And so when we start talking about how these holidays or how these frameworks or ideas that we've built these traditions on have problems associated with them where it's not actually creating a world that works for everyone, we can feel like we're being attacked, right? It can feel like my identity is being attacked. And so if you're having that feeling, I invite you to just breathe through it. We are not attacking your identity, and we're also not saying that there's not value in this idea of celebration of this time and of gratitude. And so I started thinking about, what are the values that we hold in Thanksgiving? Why do we celebrate Thanksgiving truly? Well, it's in the fall. We celebrate the harvest, right? We're celebrating abundance. We're celebrating the fact that we have tables full of food, that there is a deep connection. Maybe that connection is with your family. Maybe that connection is with your biological family or your chosen family. Maybe it's with your spiritual community. Maybe it's with friends. Maybe it's with loved ones. Whoever it is, we're celebrating that idea of connection, that idea of family, whatever it may look like. We're celebrating this idea of gratitude, not the gratitude that says, I have to say thank you to you regardless, but this deep-rooted gratitude that is part of our daily lives. Ernest Holmes says, gratitude is not only a virtue, but also a part of a practical philosophy of daily life. There is no wiser way of living than to remember every morning what life has given us and to lift up our thought in thankfulness for every bounty we possess. And so beginning to, instead having this one day that's just the shallow, like, oh yeah, thanks for all this food, but this deep, profound connection to the earth and to all that we have been given and the way that our lives work. It is also the value of love, right? To me, gratitude and love go so closely together that you almost can't separate them. Because when I feel that feeling of gratitude well up within me, it comes with this love. How do I not love the things that I'm grateful for, right? And so we can do this, and we can celebrate this harvest time in so many amazing ways that don't also perpetuate harm on other people. And I looked into it. There are literally hundreds of harvest festivals that are going on in September, October, November, even December and January. And what I thought was really interesting when I started looking up, I Googled celebrate the harvest, right? Is that because different crops grow and harvest at different times of years, depending on where they're located, which side of the hemisphere and all of this stuff, there's actually harvest festivals going on year round. And yet the majority of them are September, October, November. So some of them include Succoth, the Feast of Booths for the Jews. In indigenous tribes here in America, they celebrate all kinds of things. We can't lump all indigenous tribes into one people. However, a couple are the green corn ceremony, celebrated by the Creek indigenous people, Seminole, Yuchi, and Iroquois, and the celebration of the harvest moon with the Cherokee. Samhain with the pagans and the Wiccans. Lammas is a Celtic tradition. The Ewe people of Ghana and the Igbo people of Nigeria celebrate the Yam Festival. There's a moon festival that is celebrated in China, Taiwan, and Vietnam. I could go on and on and on. And so really, this holiday of Thanksgiving that has kind of been built on this foundation of a story that isn't true is based in something deeper. It is based in something real, this idea of harvest. And so we can settle our identity into the roots and the values that this tradition of celebrating our own abundance and celebrating the value of family and love and community and connection with one another. And at the heart of all of that is this gratitude practice. And when we detach it from a day, all of a sudden it can root into our everyday lives in a really profound and beautiful way. And so I invite you to just think about that. I know that's a lot of information. Maybe you've heard it before, maybe you haven't. And to me, when I first heard and when I first started to understand that this kind of pilgrims and Native Americans that we were taught, and I have pictures of Reagan dressed up as a little Native American when he was young because I didn't know, right? When we know better, we do better. And it's okay that we don't know, and it's okay that we're learning and that we're understanding, that we're growing and evolving. That's all okay. And so I invite you to just think about this, do a little bit of research. See what works for you. See what's there for you to do. See how these values that we've placed on a holiday could instead be taken into our hearts and grown into our lives every day. And once we can do that, once this gratitude gets rooted, then it truly does go beyond gifts, because all of a sudden, it's not about the gift or it's not about the thing that we've received that we're grateful for, but instead it's this sort of air that just goes, that's just kind of surrounding us. It's oozing out of our pores. Have you ever met somebody that just kind of like oozes this grateful sort of love feeling? And you're like, how do you do that, right? Well, that's how, when we can root these things into our lives, and it goes so much further beyond, I'm grateful for you, and I'm grateful for this situation, but that situation over there, I'm not grateful for that. All of a sudden, there's this understanding of our own wholeness, of the wholeness that shows up in our lives in every single aspect. And that those things that we look at and we go, oh, I really don't want to be experiencing this right now. Well, we can see the gift that is in even that. A great example that I am currently experiencing of this is my COVID-19 booster. I got my booster on Friday. And the first two, totally fine, sore arm, a little bit tired, very tired, but that was kind of it. This one has kicked my butt, y'all. Like, I am in a lot of physical pain. I feel a bit like I have the flu. I don't. It's just the booster. But that kind of achy feeling. I've been running a fever. And so right? Like, that's not how I want to come to church. That's not what I want to do, right? That's not what I want to be experiencing. And yet, I can still be grateful for the experience because I know that underlying that experience is my immune system working to keep me healthy, to keep me safe, to keep me well, right? And so it goes beyond this kind of reaction to what's showing up in my life to this deeper understanding that everything truly is for me, even if I can't see it in the moment. And it's okay to not see it, and it's okay to be grumpy or whiny, as I was last night, that I'm sure Reverend Ryan can attest to. You know, that's okay. And I can see through my grumpiness, through my whininess, through my physical pain, that something here is happening for my good. And that is the wholeness that comes when we can have that gratitude that is truly rooted into every single aspect of our lives. So what I love about this, and I was really surprised, well, not that surprised, but I have heard these quotes before, and I did a little bit of research. So Ernest Holmes has 2 quotes. He has many quotes about gratitude, but he has 2 in particular. One, he says, "In everything, give thanks. An attitude of gratitude is most salutary and bespeaks the realization that we are now in heaven," right? In everything, give thanks. And I've always thought, yeah, in everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. And then he says, another different quote, "The attitudes of praise and thanksgiving are salutary. They not only lighten the consciousness, lifting it out of sadness and depression, they elevate consciousness to a point of acceptance. Praise and thanksgiving are affirmations of the divine presence, the divine abundance, and the divine givingness." Okay, so this word salutary comes up in both of these quotes. And I was like, well, let me look that up because I had been inferring from, the quote what that word meant. And I was like, let me look this up and actually figure it out. And I was pleasantly surprised. Salutary says, especially with reference to something unwelcome or unpleasant, it is producing good effects and beneficial. So the definition of salutary is producing good effects, beneficial, health-giving, but especially with reference to something unwelcome or unpleasant. And so all of a sudden that changes the meaning of these quotes that Ernest Holmes gave us, right? All of a sudden it changes it from, oh yes, in everything give thanks, all is well, to no, what I'm telling you is those things that are unwelcome and unpleasant, those areas of your life that you choose, that you don't really want to look at or deal with, those things that are uncomfortable or yucky, those things, that's what I'm telling you to give thanks for. And all of a sudden, this practice of gratitude can no longer just be this lighthearted, airy-fairy thing, but instead gives us roots and depth in our gratitude practice. And I was like, oh yeah, that's my man, Ernest there, telling us to give thanks especially when it's unpleasant. Give thanks especially when it's hard. And then in that second quote, he says, when we do that attitude of salutary praise and thanksgiving, it lightens our consciousness, lifting it out of sadness and depression and elevates it to a point of acceptance, where all of a sudden I can be grumpy and whiny about the fact that my body aches, but I also accept it and understand that there is something greater unfolding here, and I can allow that to unfold into my life. Gratitude beyond gifts. And so I have not always, but for many, many years, I've said that gratitude is truly the key to unlocking the universe. And yes, that is true. And when we understand it at this deeper level, when we understand it to where we are able to look out at everything and see what there is to be grateful for, that is the key to the universe. That is unlocking all of the good, all of the joy, all of the beauty, all of the allness and the fullness of life. And along with it is probably going to come some sadness and some anger and some grief and all of those things. But that's what wholeness is all about. And that wholeness is truly what gratitude is. And so I just invite you into prayer. If you feel called, you can close your eyes and just take a few breaths. And so what I know, and what I know that I know that I know, is that there is only one thing, one consciousness, one awareness, one presence. And it is showing up as everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. This one infinite, absolute, eternal presence that is all-encompassing, enveloping, permeating, and penetrating every single aspect of life on this planet, every thought, every word, every action, every idea, and beyond. Every planet, every star, every galaxy, every universe, all of it is this one infinite, absolute, eternal presence showing up as the individualized expression of itself. And so I just breathe into that, knowing that truly there is only that. And so that must be myself. It must be each and every person listening to this talk. It must be every thought, every action, every word of every individual that comes into my consciousness, into my awareness. All of us are just the infinite, showing up to be with the infinite as itself as us. And so knowing this to be true, I just ground into that gratitude that goes beyond words. It goes beyond even my understanding with this finite mind and becomes this infinite gratitude, this thing that I can build myself on, this foundation of my own beingness. And I know that this is true for each and every one of us, that this gratitude that oozes out of our pores truly is the foundation upon which our lives are built. Every moment, every interaction, every thought, every word, every deed, every decision, the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between is truly built on this foundation of gratitude, rooted in the truth and the knowing that there is only one. And so I just do give thanks. I feel into it. I allow myself to fall back into gratitude, to surrender to gratitude, to be with gratitude, and to know gratitude intimately as myself, as everyone else that I come into contact with. And so I simply release my word. I let it go. I surrender. I step into my own life in a greater and greater way, and I just live gratitude as myself and allow gratitude to live as itself as each and every person, as we say together, and so it is. Joey, do you have another song for us?
Wow. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
You guys are lucky. I feel really lucky. Are you always that good?
I don't. You'll have to ask everybody
My
else.
goodness. I wouldn't doubt that a person who can produce that can do that consistently, but that was really good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thought-provoking and meaningful. There were a couple of connections, actually, that this song is going to try to make to what you just delivered. I really liked the mention of the Moon Festival that you said that they do in China. This is one of their festivals of gratitude for the harvest. This song is called I Told the Moon, but this song also connects to a lot of what you were saying on a much deeper level, because this song is essentially about my conversations with the divine, the light and the darkness, and kind of approaching that from a perspective of talking to the moon. you know, about the things that not only I don't feel comfortable saying to other people, but that I feel like other people won't really get, you know, because it just, some of it goes beyond words, like a lot of gratitude goes beyond gifts, and some of it goes beyond, you know, where I am on my journey. And so I hope you all enjoy it. I woke up in a daydream nightmare. Angels, demons, shoulders both seemed unfair. But there was something in the way, yeah. Thoughts are more like waves, the way that they share. They showed me how to breathe with no air. They told me to believe but don't care. You wanna know what makes me stay here? Well, I could tell you all the answers to every question, but I won't dare. They say listen with conviction, but don't fight. How can you learn if you're so sure of wrong or right? The darkness is just the silence of the light. They speak in words that can't be heard except at night. So I told the moon, I told the moon, she treats me like her king. Every note I sing, she loves the tune. I've learned to keep my feelings slow and sincere, 'cause only small things grow here. And the confusion becomes so clear when you listen to them. Every message, stresses come, but don't fear. They say every gray is stained with black and white. You're all the tact and trust, you're acting just to spite. The darkness is just the silence of the light. They speak in whispers like the shadows resting just outside my sight. I told the moon, I told the moon, ride her tidal swing. Every note I sing, she loves the tune. And I feel her harness in the heart of darkness, like a secret song saying it's all right. And if I never saw it, a face as raw as conflict, I would be dishonest all the time. But I feel it rising with alternating timing, coming near and winding through my mind. A metamorphose changing and delicately rearranging what I thought I knew. I don't undo the truth I can't deny. They say this is why you gave yourself your pride. The simple lesson is to lessen the complexion to see inside. The darkness is just the silence of the light. They speak in whispered tones and neon poems that no one here could write. I told the moon, I told the moon, ride her tidal swing. She's felt everything that I've been through. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Joey. I do want to do Tell Us this morning. We're running a few minutes late. Y'all don't know that because you're just looking up here, but the people at home are probably noticing. But I think that Tell Us is important today as we talk about gratitude. And so I would love for y'all to come up. You can stay masked and talk. Just tell us something that you're grateful for. Maybe it's one of those hard things that you're still kind of finding where the gratitude is, or maybe it's something that it's super easy to be grateful for. But just tell us something you're grateful for. And if you are online, drop your gratitudes into the chat for us. So who would like to come up? And Ivor, I will switch to the other microphone. Chen Fei.
So in the announcements, Rev Chris told about the book, The Power of Eight. And I'm grateful anytime that I read something or hear something or learn something new that inspires me. But I'm especially grateful when I learn something that inspires me to take action. And so I'm just delighted to be in a higher vibration than I was, I don't know, in the last year, I guess I'd say. Thanks.
Thank you, Jen. Yes, we can clap for that for sure. Who else? Something that you are grateful for? Anyone online? No. Oh yeah, Joey. You're good. Or here, you can talk into your microphone.
Deal. There you go. There is another one over here. Thank you, Ivar. Appreciate it. Well, obviously, I'm really grateful to be here. Grateful to have all of you here receiving stuff that I've written. And I'm really grateful to receive what Chris has written. You know, that not only was that so powerful, but it really speaks to me, man. You know, like you just mentioned, there's been a lot of stuff that I'm not going to say that it's been lowering my vibration, but I do feel like I'm coming to a better place than I have been in the past year. And this is just another step of confirmation along that journey. Also, this is called Tell Us.
Yes.
Like Tell Us.
Yes.
Do you know that there's a Greek like parable of a dude named Tellus who is allegedly the happiest person on earth?
I did not know that.
That's super cool. Yeah, Tellus. That's the dude in like Greek mythology who's the happiest person in the world. So this is just wildly appropriate, and you know, gratitude beyond gifts is what I see manifested here, and what I am grateful to be manifesting with you all.
Thank you, Joey. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're all going to be looking at the Greek mythology of Tellus. I'm pretty sure that Andy Murphy is looking that up currently as we speak. Lynn Hollyfield says, grateful for your talk today, Reverend Chris, and for Joey's music and the messages within. Inspired over here, less than 3, which is also a heart. Thank you, Lynn. Oh, Harrison says, grateful for hiking in the mountains with my son. Yes. I'm always grateful to hear Harrison's hiking stories from him hiking in the mountains with his son. Anyone else? Any other gratitudes? Oh, Ed and then Cheryl.
What came to my mind was the people that I consider my 4 best friends in my entire life. One was somebody that no one here knows, Billy Boovy. The next one was Judy's husband, Robert McEwen. After that came Duke Height, who this place is named after. And then finally, Andy Murphy, who you just mentioned. Those are my 4 best friends, and I'm so grateful for them in my life.
Thank you, Ed. I almost said thank you, Duke, which I never got to meet Duke, but I have to admit that I still talk to him quite often here in the sanctuary because his presence is definitely still in our community. Cheryl.
Along the same lines as what Ed just said, I've had an awful lot, like quite a few relationships in my life changed in the past couple years where people that were close to me no longer are. And I'm really grateful for that because it's like hoarding. You know, there's times in your life that you need extra towels, and then there's a time that you don't, you know, and it doesn't make sense to keep hanging on to things that are no longer serving in a beneficial way. And when you start to look at your energy and where you're putting it and what is responsive and what is, you know, not, it's just a practice that applies whether it's towels or people or what have you. So I've had enough opportunities to look at that and say, okay, it's a good thing that these people are moving forward. I mean, they're moving forward in a different way than I am, and I appreciate having that opportunity to check myself and how I'm living, and do I really need all these towels, and is my energy really best devoted to having an entire linen closet full of towels I don't need, and to, you know, bless the towels as they go elsewhere and bless the relationships as they go elsewhere as well. So that's my gratitude.
I love that. Bless the towels, bless the relationships. Harrison, I saw Harrison said, cool fact, Joey. So I'm very curious to find out more about that story. All right. So let's, I'll stay. Which microphone do you want me on, Ivor? Okay, cool. All right. So this is the time in our service for our gifts and our offerings. Gifts. Gratitude beyond gifts. Okay, anyways. Our gifts and our offerings. And so, as a reminder, I say it every week, and I truly mean it from the bottom of my heart. Your presence in this community is a blessing, and I am so grateful for each and every person and for the way that you show up, whatever that may be. If you're here in person, if you're online, if you're watching this in 20 years, I am so grateful for the presence that you bring to our community. And we are a tithing community. We run on the offerings and donations and tithes of our community. And so if you would like to make a donation, you can do that at celebrationcenter.org and then click on the gifts button, or go to celebrationcenter.org/donate if you don't want to have that extra step of clicking. Or of course, on the sides here, we have our offertory baskets, and we accept checks or anything else. And so I just invite you to bring all that you are and all that you give to us to your heart metaphorically, and let us say our offertory affirmation together. I open my heart to give and receive the blessings that our spirits promise to me. As I do, the entire universe conspires to give me an abundant life, and I open to accept it. And so it is. And now, Rich, you have a blessing for us?
Take a deep breath. Let it out. We now bless all the gifts that are donated now or coming to the center, as we know they are given from the Spirit and from love within. We express gratitude for this flow of energy of good that is motivated by love. These gifts come to the center and go back out to the community, and they come back to us multiplied, for good is multiplied and multiplies. I do give thanks that this is so, and so it is.
And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you once again, church, for having me, for blessing me with this experience. You know, if you guys weren't here, I could come here anyway and just play to nobody, but, you know, I would just be doing this for myself in my bedroom. And so it really means a lot, as always, to have an engaged audience to listen to your artwork. And it means even more in so many ways to be able to lend my voice to, you know, the vibe here, the message, the love. This is a song that not even talking into the microphone. This is a song that I started writing probably 7 years ago, finished about 4.5 years ago, and only recently have been able to perform publicly without shedding a tear. This is a song that I got to play with Lynn Hollyfield at that event that Chris mentioned. Songwriters Association of Washington memorial event for a fine, admirable gentleman named Joel Pomerantz. It meant a lot to the community at large. This song is about finding peace with yourself. Starting from zero, there's nothing like nothing, and I'm not a hero to anyone but me. I'm in my head too deep and caught up in thoughts I am willing to dread, but by now it's like bread to me. But I am still hungry. No, I'm not the worst. No, I'm not the words you'd use to describe me. I'm a reflection of all you respect, and you came to find me. I am the secrets you wish to reject, and you try to hide me. But I am the last thing that you would expect. I could be a healer. I could be hurting. I could be lost on these 6 city streets. Or I could be searching. I could be more than your prayers provide if you need a brother. Or I could be just what you see with your eyes, a criminal lover. Or I could be empty. It's not such a bad thing. Married to emptiness, hollow a sweet ring out of the story, perfecting. Find where my ends meet, like best friends connecting. Sunsets and bedsheets with none of the glory. I am the ocean. I am the sky. All the expanses you hope to explore when you're too scared to try. I am the chances that walk through the door you would pass by. And all of the dances when you were unsure. I might be a shy boy, but is it kindness or violence? 'Cause I can talk hours and into the night, but I can stay silent. I might be waiting for somebody strong to come get me. Or I might be hoping each one of you all will help me forget me, so that I can be empty and nothing can have me. Closer to peace than bliss. Take nothing from me and keep nothing for me. The best thing is that nothing can trap me. No, there's nothing distressing about molding my soul into constant outpouring. I should be empty. It's not such a bad thing. Married to emptiness, I could hollow a sweet ring out of that story, perfecting. I could find where my ends meet, just like best friends connecting. Sunsets and bedsheets with none of the glory. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And so I send us all out, rooted so in gratitude that it just oozes out of our pores and all over one another. And so it is.